Hi, my name is Nino Sapienza. I am 12 years old. This is a photo of me and my older brother Salvatore when they took my uncle Anthony away from us. My brother Salvatore is now 23, and he lives in fear that what happened to our uncle Anthony could happen to him or anyone else. I only visit my uncle Anthony in prison, and he is really like a father to both me and my older brother. Please, help bring my uncle Anthony home to us, where he belongs. He has been in prison illegally for 11 long years. That's almost my entire life. This is my 11th Thanksgiving without Uncle Anthony at the table. Please, help my family, Governor Cuomo. Give us my uncle back for Christmas. You're our only hope. Please, and thank you.
Imagine that you have 10 minutes to save your own life, to make a plea to the most important person in the world who can rescue you. This is my 10 minutes. My name is Anthony Sapienza, and I'm speaking to you from a payphone in prison, where I am being kept against my constitutional rights, an innocent man illegally imprisoned for 11 years so far. It all started with a stalker in a small town of politicians illegally filling in protected wetlands in the Adirondacks. But first, the backstory. I ran a very popular boutique restaurant with a celebrity clientele. I won awards for 2 of my short films with the American Film Institute. I had a band. I played with famous musicians. And, as you are viewing, I draw pictures. These local politicians were illegally filling in wetlands across from my family's business and home. Along with my father Charlie, who is now deceased, and with the surrounding neighbors, we fought these politicians for 11 years, trying to stop the destruction of the wetlands, which were being filled with toxic materials. I filmed all of it. Countless hours of the wetlands being filled in with town and state trucks around the clock. The town's lawyer we fought against became the judge, who in a kangaroo court railroaded and wrongly convicted me. But that part comes later. Historical documents demonstrate that all my fellow complainant neighbors suffered devastating fires over the course of time. Worse was the house of Mr. and Mrs. Robert Green, who also videotaped the wetlands destruction and were editing both our piles of film footage. All video and equipment were burnt to the ground, along with their home and belongings. Fortunately, tapes still exist. We have them. They are in safe places. Were these fires all just a coincidence? During this time, my father died suddenly of a heart attack. After that, I won a film award and was flown to Hollywood. Nothing was done to me at the time, but the people I fought against hated me. But eventually, they got their revenge. A mentally disturbed woman stalked me for 2 years. When she found out that I was getting married and opening up a new restaurant, she told people, including my sister, if I can't have him, nobody can. The next day, she made a false claim to the New York State Police Department that I had been having an affair with a teenage daughter. Investigations found it to be false, but the political parties who wanted their revenge ran with the accusation. The state police investigators were quoted as saying, "This case is garbage." But the judge had been the lawyer I fought against protecting the wetlands. They would get even. Despite that, a very good lawyer found out that 2 years prior, the same mother and daughter team tried to do the same thing to an affluent young man in Nassau County. They made the lawyer drop my case. I went on to open my new restaurant with great success. I was becoming too popular again. Rachel Ray had her birthday party there. I had recently published an online magazine which had over 500,000 readers, including Stephen King. And my name and projects appeared in national magazines. So they persuaded a 16-year-old bus girl who worked under my fiancé at the restaurant to ape the story of the original accusation against me. Now they had 2 girls telling the same far-fetched story. What they did not know is that during the time of the accusations, I had been suffering severe circulatory problems, including impotency. Both actresses in this farce claimed they gave me oral sex more than 50 times, yet neither one of them could identify my private areas. Medical evidence proves it would be impossible not to identify me. I have huge scars and lack of one testicle. Not only was this information barred from being used in my defense, but I had no defense. I was not permitted to use a paid lawyer of my choosing. Instead, I was forced to use a public defender, a family court lawyer who worked for the very same county I fought against in the wetlands affair. Over 15 constitutional and civil violations exist. Expert and material witnesses were barred from testifying, including my vascular doctor, an expert in his field whose testimony would have made me a free man. I have an application in for a governor's actual innocence pardon. It's 3 volumes long with incontrovertible proof on my behalf direct from the public records, medical records, and trial transcripts themselves. The judge's misconduct is there on transcript. My family has lost everything. We don't have a 6-figure lawyer fee needed for my vindication. Yet, these big lawyers say they believe I was railroaded. Research made under the auspices of the Cardinal's office also find me to be wrongly convicted. Yet the political climate is so severe that it seems only an executive decision can free me and give me back to my family where I belong. And that needs to come from Governor Andrew Cuomo. So I drew his portrait in my prison cell.
You have 1 minute left.
It's 4 foot high by 3 foot wide. Since we are not permitted paper that large, I did it on 12 1-foot square tiles and sent them home individually. It's currently making appearances all over New York. You've been viewing it, along with all the artwork I've done in my prison cell. You can see more of the photos of this traveling exhibition on Instagram at Gallery on the Run, _between each word. I don't believe Governor Cuomo has seen the portrait. I know he hasn't personally read my volumes 1 to 3 yet. But certainly when he does, I'll be a free man again, home with my family. Pray for me, please. Christmas is coming and I hope I don't spend Christmas number 12 in prison. Please, Governor Cuomo, my whole family is begging you. Give us your clemency. Please help us. We need you.
For the last 11 years, I have been to countless organizations and foundations seeking justice for my brother. I've had innumerable meetings with advocates and lawyers and found that we are not alone. These wrongful convictions happen to many, and their stories seem similar to ours. The families of these people share the same nightmare, losing everything they have to help their loved one. Our daily lives are despairing, and holidays are not celebrating. Life is not what it used to be before. For my family, it's like being in prison with him. In fact, today, December 4th, is my birthday. And this is how I am spending my day, begging you, Governor Cuomo. Christmas is only 20 days away, and I understand that you'll be announcing the release of prisoners this Christmas season. Please include my brother on your list. My prayer is that someone powerful will help us. Please, Governor Cuomo, look at this case personally. You will see, undeniably, that you have a wrongfully convicted man in prison. You have the power to help us and for our prayer to be answered. Thank you.